animation. Happy May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Happy Star Wars Day and all that wonderful stuff. Hope you're doing well. It's been a while since I made a video. And we are still in the stepped blocked phase of animation. We will be going into the spline animation once you turn in the steps and the breakdowns. I'm going to post the video maybe a little bit early about the transitions. There's already a video on the assignment for the next one as well. But I just wanted to kind of quickly address what was in my weekly announcements and kind of give you a few pointers with Maya as we move forward. So hope you're reading or watching this. I try to cover everything in both. I want to cover a few settings that might actually not be in this thing, so kudos to you if you're watching. And I'm going to do everything really quickly. The videos that are under the timing and breaking down, those two videos right there go into everything in much more in depth, and you can actually kind of follow along. This is just kind of a quick pointer, look out for everything. So some of you just need this video, some of you are going to need these videos down here. I have been thrilled to see everyone turning in their play blast. It seems like we're a nice functioning class. Couple of things with your settings as we're moving forward. Lots of you have been complaining about the large file size. We got to switch down here on our play blast settings to H.264. So if you go down here and you right click and you choose play blast option box, right? Couple settings to kind of keep in mind is make sure that you are hitting your encoding to H.264. That's going to compress it a lot. And then also switch down your scale to 0.5. You don't need a big thing. You want these pretty light, because I know uploading takes a lot of time, especially for some of them. And then make sure you hit browse. People have been finding other places to, they play blast and they can't find it. Make sure you're hitting browse when you do it. Send it to your desktop. And you should be good to go. Couple other pointers with our setup here. Because you downloaded mine on a fresh new computer, and you didn't have the same settings that I've been walking you through throughout all the class, is some of you might have hidden joints, or you can't find the joints, or you can't find all the joints. So I just want to show you a few buttons and a few tricks. So when I rendered out the Ninja here, right, I hid his joints all together. So in every window panel, you can choose show here, and you can hide things, or you can check things off or check things on. So when you're ready to work and need to animate him more, make sure you hit all. I think the link rig had a window where that was hidden, and that was causing some problems. A couple other things is, don't forget you have X-ray joints. That's up here. It's really tiny, and it's every single window panel has this to turn on and off. And you also have X-ray. So don't forget you have those options. I think that's all I need to check with you guys right now. Most of you figured out how to do the auto settings and you set it up right. So now let's talk about strong poses, breakdowns and why you need to do breakdowns, and timing and how to kind of adjust your timing. And again, I'm going to go through really fast. The information that goes through it in detail is right here. So you're going to add a few more breakdowns and you're going to mess with the timing to really improve it. Do take your time to really feel like these are the good poses. When this part is set, if you do a good job making sure that this is all set, the rest of the project, it kind of comes at ease. So put a lot of effort into here, and then everything else can kind of breeze through. The graph editor will be a lot easier. Everything will be easier. So let's take a quick look at what a breakdown is. So I'm just going to do a select hierarchy for a second, just so I can see all of, I'm not going to keyframe anything, I just want to see where all my keyframes are. I've already done a few breakdowns, so let me just kind of show you one or two that I've already kind of done. So originally, this ninja right here went from, he's doing a low spin kick. So he went from a stance on 30 to a crouch and then to a kick. So originally, on my little drawings that I drew, my little thumbnail sketches, I had him at this pose, like kind of halfway through the spin kick, or getting ready to spin kick, and then fully spin kicking right there, like a low spin kick where he's trying to trip someone, right? Sweep the leg. That's what I'm trying to do there, right? Maya, if you were to just spline those two out from here to here, the leg won't actually sweep around this circle. the leg will go in a straight line. It'll go from here to here, right, when we spline it out. So a typical rule of thumb is if you have a character doing a 360 or a 180, you want to kind of not just go from A to B. You kind of need to make like A sub 1, A sub 2, then B. So that's what a breakdown is. So at 45, I pulled his leg over to the side. And that way, you can kind of see the arc that it's going to travel first, and then it's going to go from there. I also did one at 55, because originally I had this pose and this pose, right? Those two poses. There's a lot happening between this one and this one. And Maya doesn't know that you're trying to make him do a sweep thing. It just goes, oh, you want to know that this point goes to this point? It's just going to make him do a straight line instead of having him sweep around. So at 55, I pulled that around. So what you want to do is think about, like, is it traveling in a straight line? Then I don't need to make a breakdown. If it's traveling in an arc, I probably need to add something in the middle to kind of make that happen. So let me show you another place where that's happening over here. I didn't fully finish off. So I was kind of channeling Bruce Lee here, where he's going to do like this cross step, right? He's really tangled up, but notice what I'm trying to have him do here. Okay, I am trying to have him do what's kind of like a karaoke, right? If you've played soccer or warmed up for anything, or it's a cross step, or it's a ball change if you're into dance more than anything else, right? But I'm trying to have his left foot step behind his right foot, because then he's going to go boom and do a kick. So actually, I need a breakdown there as well. So I'm going to just do a quick breakdown. Just kind of show you the plan of attack and not actually fully execute it, but show you why. So from 80 to 90. Okay, what Maya's going to do is it's just going to scoot the leg from here, from right here. When I spline this out, it's just going to have his leg just draw a straight line. But really, I need to have his foot come up and then come back down. We did this with our practice animation with the Mario jump, but if you weren't there or if you got lost on that, you haven't tried this yet. So I wanted to go from here to here, right? So he needs to lift his foot up and kind of position it better. So at 85, the only reason why I'm choosing 85 is because it's between 80 and 90, right? So between pose 8 and pose 9, I'm making a pose 8.5. So what I'm going to do there is I'm going to really raise up. So he's going to be here. Okay, so I'm going to raise up his body on frame 85, like so. Might lean him forward a little bit to kind of put more weight and balance over the right foot. I'm going to have to correct everything up here, right? And then I'm going to have his foot kind of come up way back and kind of twist up and make it more elevated. Something like that. Is his knee broken? And then always double check your knee controls when you're doing anything foot. If you're having a problem with your foot, chances are it's the knee control. I'm going to rotate it down a little bit more. Something like that. So I don't want to spend too much time. And then I'd correct the body so that it's not as crooked. And I'd play with that a little bit more, maybe make the arms move a little bit. But this is good enough. So now, instead of going from here to here, right, instead of him just magically shuffling to that position, now I have him kind of step up. Now that looks like he's stepping, right? It looks like he's, there you go, okay? Same thing for this part. From when he goes from this cross step, this backwards cross step thing, and he goes straight into this sort of side kick, right? Psh, psh, psh. Again, what Maya's going to do is it's going to look right here, and it's just going to draw a straight line. Instead, to make it look like he's kicking, I got to kind of have him like loaded up, like right. Ooh, sorry. Right now he's just going to be like raising his finger like that. But what I really want is to come in and come out, right? Let me do that. Right? I want it to do that instead of it's going to go like this. But what I want it to do is that. I hope that makes sense. So again, his right foot is the one that's kicking. It's in front. So what I'm going to do is at 95 is I'm going to get his body in position so that his weight is being over his blue foot, which is going to stay on the ground. I'm going to scoot that back a little bit. Don't worry, it'll get untangled in a second. And then I'm going to take his red foot, the right foot, the kicking foot, and kind of load it up so that he's ready to kick. Something like that. Again, 9 times out of 10, if there's a problem with your leg, it's the knee control. I know with the Mario jump, we didn't mess with the foot. I'm gonna mess with the foot right now. Like that. And it's still not, I don't want to spend the whole video tweaking it and making this look perfect, but I'm hoping you get the idea from that. So now the kick is, there we go. Oh, there we go. Now he's like locked and loaded. Again, I'd mess a little bit more with the arms to make it look like he's more on balance. But now, instead of going from here to here, right? I'm going to go, now he goes for up and then loads, bam. So now it's just looking more like a kick. Those are called breakdowns. And what I want you to do is try to add 6, maybe 12 breakdowns. Try to find these spots where the feet are moving, and if they're just shuffling laterally, you need to kind of put a pose in the middle where they kind of come up, right? So that's a breakdown. Timing won't take as long to explain. We've done everything with frame, every 10th frame. That just makes it really easy, because then pose 1, I go pose 1, it's frame 10. Pose 2 is frame 20, right? That's what we did just to kind of keep track. But that's not always going to be the timing, right? So if I look here and I just hit play for a second, nowhere near done, but I have my blocks, right? That kick is really slow. I want to speed that time up. So this is where the ground control comes into play. This is the first time you get to really use the ground control. I know some of you were wanting to do that. I'm going to right click on that and choose select hierarchy. So the ground control, you're actually allowed to use the ground control for right now. Ground control, right click, select hierarchy, and you're going to go up top to Windows, Animation Editor, and Dope Sheet, right? So here's our dope sheet. Oops, let's get that so you can see. All right, so let's just go to the spin kick right here. So he lands. I'll mess with that later, but just the spin kick happens really fast, right? Right now it's 1. So he's standing, 10 frames, 20 frames. It's about a second. I want that spin kick to happen in less than a second, in about 40 frames. No, I'm sorry, not 40 frames. I want the whole thing's taking 40 frames. I want it to like be twice as fast. So I'm going to make it 20 frames. When you're messing with timing, the only thing you need to do for your dope sheet is the blue line. You only need to mess with the blue line. So once again, select the hierarchy. The only dopes, they're called dopes. They're really keyframes, but they're called dopes on the dope sheet. The only keyframe or dope you really care about is the one on the blue line. Don't worry about anything else. Make sure that you're in the move mode by clicking the move tool or pressing W. And now I want to shorten all these up. So I'm going to have that be my first frame. That one there is the start of the kick. I want to move that closer to where he's standing, right? Now I could grab all of these. And remember, A and F will refocus these, and I can slide them all closer. So I'm going to move everything about 5 frames over, and then maybe even more. I'm going to go here, and now I'm just going to grab the next set and move those a little closer. So dopes being closer together means something's going to happen faster. Dopes being further apart means something's going to happen slower. So let's see how fast the spin kick is now. Let's see. Better. Okay, so here's the next part. The spin is good, but then he goes to the stance and goes right up to his next kick. I want him to kind of pause for a second and hold on that last kick before he does his next sequence of kicks, right? So he comes down, lands, kicks, poof, but then he goes right into the next kick. I don't want that to happen. So once again, right click, select hierarchy on the ground control. So I want him to hold this pose. This one needs to be held longer. So I need to move this one further away, and therefore I have to move all of them further away. So notice I'm just grabbing the ones on the blue line. So I'm going to hold it like that. So now he should pause a lot longer. Let's see what happens. Comes down for landing. There you go. So he takes a moment, maybe even longer. I want him to kind of stare down his foes, right? I want him to kind of, I'm going to hit A to resize it. Oops. Hope I didn't do really many keyframes. I'm going to move that over even more. There you go. So now he's going to have this long pause after this. So he lands, spin kick, and then assesses the situation and keeps going. All right. So, that being said, I hope I've covered everything that needs to be done. So add a few in-between poses. Right-click the ground control, go to the dope sheet, window animation editor dope sheet. Adjust the timing by grabbing the blue lines only. And then when you're play blasting, make sure you reduce the settings. Okay? Make it 0.5 and then switch the encoding to H.264. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate all the emails. When you're emailing a question, that means I know you're working on stuff, and I appreciate that. I know you're trying. So again, this is no pass mode, so just make an honest try. Try to shift some timing around, and go ahead and, wherever you are, publish it for the discussion for tomorrow, and then we'll critique each other's work wherever we're at. And we're going to be done with this by Friday, and we're going to move on to the more exciting part where we actually spline everything out, and things are going to be moving nice and fast. Remember, pass no pass, just do your best, honest attempt. Miss you guys. Happy Star Wars Day. May 4th be with you.